Perhaps you've been recording with a smartphone or a handheld recorder for some time now, and you'd like to up your game. One of the best things you can do to improve the front end of your system is to attach a directional microphone. For wildlife recording, two types of directional mics are commonly used: the parabolic reflector system, or parabola for short, and the shotgun microphone. In this session, we'll talk about the parabolic reflector. Specifically, we'll talk about four things: why use a parabolic reflector, how it functions, how to aim a parabolic reflector, and the pros and cons of using one. So let's get down to why you'd use a parabola. Any sound can be electronically amplified, but electronic amplification comes with a cost: noise, often described as hiss. As one increases the level of amplification, the electronic and environmental background noise gets louder and louder, just as the signal of interest does. The parabolic reflector is a noise-free mechanical amplifier. In the most basic terms, using a parabolic reflector is like cupping your hand behind your ear to make a sound louder, only much more effective due to the parabolic curve. So how does it function? A parabola is based upon a geometric curve. Sound pressure waves arriving perpendicular to the parabolic curve are reflected back to the focal point. The distance traveled by sound pressure passing through any point of the plane of the parabola's rim and then reflecting off the inside surface to the focal point is the same distance. The geometric curve directs the sound energy to the parabola's focal point, and that, in combination with the parabola's surface area, thereby amplifies the signal. In contrast, sound pressure waves arriving off-axis at the parabola reflect off of the dish but are not reflected back to the focal point and therefore are not amplified. Using a parabola requires precise aiming. Wherever you point that parabola with its narrow angle of acceptance, that's what's going to be tremendously amplified. While an animal is vocalizing, by methodically moving the parabola across the horizontal axis, listening for the point at which the animal sounds the loudest, and then doing the same with the vertical axis, you can quickly and efficiently locate a sound source that you're unable to see. For field recording, a parabolic curve with a focal point at or close to the rim of the dish is desirable. It provides protection against wind and is easier to carry in the field than a reflector with a focal point outside the rim. You need one more thing to properly aim the parabola. You need a good pair of headphones that allows you to hear that dramatic increase in the loudness of the signal and the great detail that you're going to hear when you're aimed directly at the subject. So what are the cons of using a parabolic reflector? One is that the diameter of the dish determines the lowest frequency you can record. Any sound frequency wavelength that's longer than the dish is wide won't be reflected off the dish, and therefore there's no amplification at those frequencies. The second is that the diameter of the dish makes it a little awkward to carry through dense undergrowth. Another con is that the parabola accentuates higher frequencies and therefore alters the sound that you're recording. So what are the positive aspects of using a parabola? One is it gives you tremendous reach. If you're trying to record a bird that's up in a tree, using a parabola is going to give you a sound that it appears the bird's sitting right on your shoulder vocalizing. Another is that a parabola will allow you to achieve a high signal-to-noise ratio. Its amplification property helps you overcome noisy situations where there may be a lot of other acoustic activity in the area. Because of its great directionality and amplification property, it lifts that sound out of the soundscape for you. In short, using a parabola is going to give you a better signal-to-noise ratio in any given situation and allow you to operate at a greater distance from an animal than you would be with any other type of microphone.